Hey everyone, this is Zach Attack Reviews. The first 6 months of 2022 has come and gone really fast. This year went by like a blink of an eye after the long ass 2022 and 2021s that we had because of this crazy world that we live in. But what I have to say is that the first 6 months gave a lot of great television. So much that it's hard for me to keep up. And this is going to be just my personal best list of TV shows that I've seen in the first 6 months of 2022. It does not count shows that are still ongoing and not finished. So like stuff like The Boys, which is finishing this week, won't be making the list, unfortunately. And other shows that I'm watching, like Only Murders in the Building and things like that. But the shows that are completed, that I've seen and that I really enjoyed are going to be on this list. I'm going to start with some honorable mentions. With my first honorable mention, a show that caught me by surprise that airs on Showtime. I even got the Showtime subscription for free for 7 days and binged the whole thing. It was Yellow Jackets Season 1. I really enjoyed this show a lot. It teetered to being on my list a lot, but by the year starting to go on and on, it started getting pushed down more and more. But I'm really excited for Season 2, the mystery of these girls that are in the 80s or 90s getting lost on this island, but then we also get to see the survivors in the future, but the mystery of what's going on the island in the past ties into what's going on in the future. It's a drama, has some comedy, has some really epic gore and weird ritualistic demon things going on, but at the same time you're not too sure. It messes your perspective really well. I really recommend this show. Dota's Dragon Blood Season 2, based on the video game Dota. Another video game adaptation as an animation that's been really good. Arcane obviously being the best one, Castlevania being absolutely amazing, and this is starting to add on to the list. I really enjoyed Season 1. I discovered it this year, and when Season 2 came out, binged the hell out of it, and I really enjoyed it as well. I think this is a great show that deals with a lot of mythical elements coming from different things. It has dragon slaying, it has really cool characters, the animation is good, some of the action is really stellar, and it deals with some deeper issues of the world, but in a fantastical way. Another show that really surprised me, I was not excited for at all, and that's Bel-Air Season 1 streaming on Peacock. Peacock is still one of the worst names I've heard for a streaming service, but they have some good content on there, and this is one. I really like this dramatization of one of my favorite shows of all time, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. All the character elements and the personalities from the original is here, but tweaked, and it's not as... It still has some comedy in it, but it's not a comedy. It's not a dramedy. It's mostly a drama. It takes itself seriously, but it has its lighthearted moments. And the guy that is playing Will Smith in the show, he acts and plays so much of that, the charismatic elements that Will Smith himself had in that original version. He has them here. Hillary Banks being a socialite and being a social media influencer just makes perfect. All the characters elements are there perfectly, and the show is surprisingly done very well. And one of the first DC entries on this list is going to be Peacemaker Season 1. One of the best first seasons for a superhero show I've seen in a long time. I do have my problems with the show, but I enjoyed it overall. I think it's really good to almost great. And I think that they can expand on it in a second season. But John Cena is the sell here. He is Peacemaker. He takes this very obscure character and makes it his own and makes it amazing and very obnoxious, very rambunctious, something that that DC does really well. They go to lengths that Marvel and Disney won't go, and that's where it differentiates itself. And I really enjoyed the full season, especially that epic Justice League cameo at the end. And the last one on my honorable mentions list, and a show that I really wanted to be in my top 10, but I decided to, put it in my honorable mentions, is Abbott Elementary Season 1. A show, a comedy that surprised me so much, but I ended up loving it. It's like The Office, but for school, like elementary school. And I think that the creator here did a great job of creating something that was very relatable, grounded, but very funny, and had a lot of heart. And if you just reflect back going to school and also thinking about the struggles that teachers go through at the same time, but adding great comedic elements and great characters in it. So let's get into my top 10. So starting out here is All of Us Are Dead Season 1. Anyone that knows me, I love zombie content. Walking Dead, Army of the Dead, all the old school zombie movies of yesteryear that was in black and white and everything like that. And give me zombie content, I'm gonna watch it, even the really bad ones. But this one was a really fantastic show to me. It reminds me of the old school anime High School of Dead. I have a full review of the show where I break it down and all that stuff and the comparisons of that and what I really liked about it. But I think that Korean horror, they do it just really well. The characteristics, they take these tropes and really do them really well of where, you know, the high school drama show that you usually have, and just insert the chaos that zombies would cause. I highly recommend checking this show out. I did think that it was a full-fledged story I was told, but there is a season 2 coming. I'm kind of wishy-washy on like if they should even do that, but this season contained here, it's a great watch. Every year there's some limited series that comes out that I really get latched onto and tells a very great story. Last year it was 9 Perfect Strangers and Midnight Mass. This year is HBO Max's hit series to me, Station 11. I really enjoyed this a lot. It's a very complex layered story about a dystopian future where they cut in between the time that the pandemic that happens in this show and cuts through different years and different characters and how those twists and turns happen where all those characters' lives kind of coalesce and cross with each other, and sometimes without them even knowing. Fantastic performances from all the actors, some really interesting and deep ideas, so, an aspect of certain types of characters and certain societies that I just not, you know, I don't have close proximity to, so it's really good to see that as well. It brought a lot of emotion and heart, especially towards the middle and ending of it, and it had me in tears and broken up by the end. Any show that can make me do that and make me keep remembering throughout, like I think about it sometimes and I'm like, that was just a great show. Had to be on my list. Coming at number 8 is Umbrella Academy Season 3. Umbrella Academy, the first 2 seasons are a show that I really enjoy, but I really love Season 3. I think all the problems that I had with the first 2 seasons are mostly fixed here. It does have some pacing issues towards like the middle and end, but overall I think this was a fantastic season. I think that all the characters have grown so much from season 1. I think that the way they handled the end of the world story here was really well, because that's what every season is about, and I think that they did a great job here making it interesting. I think there's certain characters that didn't need to be here. There were certain aspects of the characterizations that was weird. Some characters that were underused, but overall it's really funny. It has some really good action, even though it's not action packed, and they evolve and make other characters other than Five and Klaus much better, so where they're not just carrying their show, the gap has been closed mostly. Wow, How the Mighty Has Fallen. Last year, the first season of the show was my #1 show. I bragged about it, how much I loved it. Thought it was a fantastic show. But season 2 of Superman and Lois is my number 7. It's not a bad season at all. I think it's still a great season, but the quality of the show has dropped just a bit. And I don't know if it was because of the pandemic. I don't know if maybe the writers were trying to top what they did in season 1 too hard and couldn't really rock there, or maybe it was studio interference. I don't know, but overall I still really love this season. I thought it was great, and them introducing Bizarro, but in a very interesting way, introducing a female parasite and making this character way more epic than it usually is. Parasite is usually a character that gets pushed away in the comics really easily, like a subordinate character, but this version was like a big bad end of the world kind of character. And it was different things, Jordan powers evolving, things that were going on with Jonathan. I think that the season was really great. They just need to refocus on the Kent family. That is what made season 1 so great. So when season 3 comes along, hopefully it can improve. Coming at number 6 is a show that I recently just finished, and I was really late on, but I ended up loving a lot, and that's Severance on Apple TV+. There's so many streaming services now, and so many fantastic shows on each of them, and Apple TV Plus is one that I'm really starting to dig into and find that they have really good content, and this is one of their best. If you don't know what Severance is about, it's a show about people who get a chip put in their brain, so when they go to work, it's like everything that they know about the outside selves gets taken away, and they only have the work version and how they're going to work. And then when they leave, everything that will happen at work gets taken away, and now when they go outside into the real world, they don't know what is going on. And the main character, he lost his wife in a fatal car crash, and he decided to do this because he didn't want to deal with the pain. It deals with themes of how, you know, like parodies of the workplace comedy like The Office does, but like a dramatization of it. It deals with how corporations treat us in the workplace, and like why we deal with certain things when you're on the outside looking in, like why this person is putting up with the things that their job deals with them. And it takes that in a very interesting sci-fi way. It's a lot of other themes and things like that, but the show is fantastic. I think you should check it out. It has like a Twilight Zone feel, but taken to a very serious and next level. Coming at number 5 is Ozark Season 4. Ozark, the series overall, is one of my favorite series I've ever watched, and I really enjoyed Season 4. I think it's the best season that we've gotten so far. It was broken up into 2 parts, and it was done really well. I think the pacing for this season was really great. The performances are always on par of any acting that's on TV right now, and it had a bombastic Part 2. The ending was a little soft, but it wasn't bad. I still felt very satisfied and very heartbroken. I really enjoyed all the performances. Jason Bateman is fantastic, and Julia Garner is fantastic as well. Everybody's just really great. It's a great crime thriller drama mixed in with some really funny moments as well. Cracked it into the top 5. Coming at number 4 is another fantastic show, Atlanta Season 3. Wow. This was absolutely amazing. With the anthology, switching between the anthology and the main story was a very interesting choice. And they did it seasons prior, but they really stuck the landing here with telling very interesting stories and creating their own world. It always felt like Atlanta was kind of in our reality and just pointing out the weird things that's going on. But this season made it feel like this is its own alternate history. And I really enjoyed all the character arcs that was done here, all the personal stories, but the individual anthology stories that they told here were out of this world, and some things that you never see in any other show even attempt to do properly. So yeah, Donald Glover and crew did a fantastic job on this season. A messy, artful, traumatic experience to watch. It was so crazy. This was like an event for me and my friends watching this every Sunday. I think that what they did here with Zendaya, Sydney Sweeney, and Mom Apatow, I think there was standout performances, and other people as well, showcasing the traumas that teens go through in high school in a very dramatic way, with drugs, abusive family members, abusive relationships, and just taking it to the next level and crisscrossing all these storylines, and the artful way they deal with the cinematography, the camera work, the music, and just the performances in general. Some of the best, you know, messy drama that I've seen in a long time. I really love this show, and it sucks that we're gonna have to wait 2 years to see another season of this fantastic work. Coming at number 2, I don't watch a lot of anime, but the anime I watch I really enjoy, and this is the only entry on the list, is Attack on Titan Season 4. Oh my god. Attack on Titan has everything I could want. Fantastical elements, beautiful art, crazy music, fantastic memorable characters. I love zombies, and the Titans feel like zombies to the next level, but it has a very complicated, dense story with themes that can reflect on society while being a little silly and outrageous, and just being epic in scope but being small in scale sometimes, and have a lot of heart and terror. It does everything. It hits every point of my brain completely, and it never loses me. It always finds a way when it's like an aspect that they're trying to explain. I'm like, what? And it brings it right back. I'm like, oh, okay. And I see how it ties in. Character motives make sense. It's just a fantastically done show without like the cringe that sometimes anime brings. And I recommend anyone to watch it. It's just a fantastic show, and I really enjoyed it. Can't wait for part 3 of season 4 to come out. Coming at my number 1, and what could it be? What could my number 1 be? If you've seen all 15 of these suggestions and 15 of these things I said, Of course you know what it is, and that's Stranger Things Season 4. Volume 1, Volume 2, the whole thing. What a fantastic show. And this shows that you don't have to do something with super societal themes or something too dense. A lot of the things that I talked about here and that I enjoy, and I enjoy it all the time, but this is a very good palate cleanser for that. It's just enjoyable. It's done really well. The music, the performances, the creepy factor, the action, it's all on 11. Get it? On 11? But yeah, it's everything about this season. The best season of Stranger Things ever. The 80s feel, movie level cinematography, and how they take everything to that level where it doesn't feel like a cheap streaming show like how I kind of felt like that in the first season. And everybody is just upgraded on all levels. And it's heartbreaking, it's heart-wrenching, and it's cathartic in points. It's just a great, great season, a great, great setup. And I said in my review, which I dropped recently, that it's the Infinity War for the Stranger Things franchise, and I think the final season will be that Endgames. And I'm really excited to continue to go on this journey. So that's my top 10, kind of 15 favorite TV shows, best TV shows that I've personally watched this year. But let me know in the comments below, what is your favorite list? You can't figure out 10, you haven't watched as many TV shows as me. Give me 5, give me 3, give me none. Give me suggestions of shows that I need to watch. Maybe might change my list up by the end of the year. And if you like this video, hit the like button. If you are not subscribed to the channel already, hit that subscribe button, please. It helps with the algorithm. Give my channel a chance, and hit the notification bell so you can be tuned in for reviews, movies and TV shows, trailer reactions, and ranking lists. And you can watch more of my content right now.